So I wanted to talk a little bit about law of attraction, because I think a lot of people sort of talk about this, but they don't really think about kind of what the processes really are. And so, I think what's important to recognize is actually that, you have more control over your life than what you think you have. And the law of attraction is about kind of bringing that power back into your hands, really, and about you recognizing that the power that you have is really in your mind, and it lies in your mind. Now, self-fulfilling prophecies are really important in psychology. What you believe that you will get, what you believe that you are, you will receive. And that's kind of the basis, really, of law of attraction, is about using your mind to manifest things. Now, I have had experiences where, the things that I've manifested have been really magical and quite bizarre. And then other things would be more mediocre. And, a skeptic would say, that I have gone after that thing because I've implanted, or imprinted this article in my subconscious, which you have to agree with. I have to agree with that. That's true, that there's some truth to that. But there is also some level of the fact that it feels like the universe is conspiring with you to get what you want. And silly things like parking spaces, umbrellas. I find money. At one point I was manifesting finding a winning scratch card on the floor. Walked out of my house, found one. I found another one the other day, which is kind of bizarre. And you think, what's the likeliness of that happening, of finding an unscratched winning ticket on the floor outside your house, pretty low. I mean, the odds of winning the scratch cards, I think, are sort of 1 in 4, but then the possibility of finding one outside your house and it be a winning one, pretty low, I would say. And then finding them twice, it's even more bizarre. But I suppose, in effect, I take the time and the opportunity, because I'm looking for that thing, because I've kind of looked to manifest that thing, is actually that I'm looking for it, that my reticular activator, the part inside my brain that processes the things that I see and what is important, what's not important, actually it's looking out for these things because it believes that these things are important. And so from that you can kind of understand that, yeah, of course I'm going to be the one that finds these things, because it's me that has thought about it. And so, there's some level of that. But then why not kind of rig yourself, wire your brain to win stuff for you, to win life, to create a parameter inside your brain that is the best parameter that you can have. And so you're more likely to achieve and more likely to receive the things that you want. Why not set up that parameter? Because what is the parameter that's inside your mind doing for you at the moment? I think the majority of people's parameters inside their mind is actually saying quite detrimental things, that they're not worthy, that they're not competent, that they're not capable, that the things that they want in their life is never going to happen. And if your parameter inside your mind is that the things that you want in your life are never going to come to you, of course they're never going to come to you, because that's the parameter you've created for your life. Now for me, I expect the best. I know that I'm going to get everything that I want in life. I know that I'm going to be able to travel the world. I know that I am going to make lots of money. I know that I'm going to be successful. I know that my life is going to be fantastic. And when I think like that, how could it be anything else? How could it be anything else? And some people kind of go off this vein of being, you're so arrogant and egotistical, and it's not right or nice to boast and talk about things that you want and talk about money and all this crap. Well, it's like, that's great, but what kind of a relationship have you got with money? What kind of a relationship have you got with your ego and your sense of self? If you dare not say anything nice about yourself, you dare not say anything good about yourself, I know that I'm going to want to do. I know that I'm a good teacher. I know that I'm a good life coach. I know that my business is worthwhile, and And that says a lot. And that's important, you know, and for me to be able to say those things is really important, because how can anybody else believe those things in me if I don't believe those things in me? How are you going to have a fantastic life if you don't believe that you deserve a fantastic life? You know, if you dare not say to somebody that you deserve this, that, and the other without feeling like you're harping on or being egotistical, egocentric. You know, when somebody says to you, how much do you want as your salary, or how much do you charge for your whatever, your services, how are you going to say £30,000? How are you going to say 50 quid an hour? How are you going to say those things? And so taking the time to set up these really conscious parameters inside your mind that are super, super positive and super self-aware, actually, these things are fantastic, and they will help you to become a better person who is more capable and more competent because you've done the work beforehand. You know, and the work is about manifesting. It is about vision boards. It is about writing down what you want, saying what you want, doing what you want. You know, that is the parameter. That is what's important. And when you set up that work, you know, when you set up that work, you will be able to get what you want in life, you know. And I have managed to receive brilliant things in my life because of the fact that I have done the work. I've written down what I want. I've written down who I am. I've taken the time to practice with whomever and every time when I'm talking and having this information that I am worthy, that I am competent, and that I am capable. And that's the parameter I create. And that's an important parameter. And so when my clients ask me how much money I cost, I tell them how much I'm actually worth. And they know that when I say that I'm going to get what I get done, they're going to get it done, because that is the mindset that I come from. It's the parameter that I live in, and it's the parameter that you should live in. And whether you want to, you know, jot it up to some mystic voodoo, or you want to boil it down to psychology and boil it down to that, it doesn't matter. You know, the mechanism doesn't work. What's important is if it's working. And for me, the law of attraction works, and I use it every single day. And when I'm in a bad state, when I'm in a funk, you know, I get my journal out and I start to think about where I want to be in the future, what I want to be, how I want to achieve it. And, you know, I put things into action to ensure that my life is happy and my life is joyful. And it starts with thinking, you know, about myself and about my goals and about the steps that I'm going to take, and trust in myself and trust in the universe that these things will come true. And so far, touch wood, most of it has. So good luck, guys. If you want more help or advice on law of attraction, I have got a book called Learning to Manifest, which talks about some of the basics and looks at the basics of love and work and money. And you can purchase that through my website. I think it's like £3, so it's hardly, you know, less than a coffee. So you may as well have a go. Lovely to speak to you all. I look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.